We'll begin this session in few minutes. Please hang on. So guys, I have unmuted you all. Okay, I have unmuted you. Abhinav, what is your background, sir?
Hi.
Hey, hi.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are.
Perfect. So at the moment, I'm taking care of BI and consolidation role, wherein it is more on analytics, developing different models, doing certain simulations, and then do a kind of sensitivity-based analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Using BI tools, different BI tools for data visualization and dashboarding and report carding. Now, my intention for looking into Salesforce is to see whether can it be productive to my office environment somehow, or can I look it as a future perspective for new opportunities?
Okay. Thanks, Abhinav. Kalyani? You can unmute yourself and speak. Okay, we can hear you. Sandeep, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello.
Yeah, Sandeep.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. So I am here to know about the Salesforce and various career opportunities in Salesforce.
Okay, and what are you doing right now?
Right now I am doing a job in a one engineering college, and I wanted to switch it into the IT industry.
Okay. Guys,
Thank you so much.
just give me 1 minute, guys. Just give me 1 minute. All right, Sanjay, what's your background, sir? Uma?
Yeah.
So what's
Hi.
your background?
Good evening.
Ma?
My background, I currently work for Amazon for a chat process.
Okay.
So I'm looking for career guidance in Salesforce.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Prachi, we can hear.
Yeah, hi, good evening, Taji here.
Uh-huh.
And currently, I'm working, working with, working as a civil engineer in metro projects. So actually, for future growth, I want to join this Salesforce course. So regarding that queries and other things, I wanted to know from this webinar.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Let us start then. Okay, there is one more who just joined us. Raj Tilak, can you please unmute yourself and tell me about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so this is Raj Tilak. I'm IT professional working for almost around 11 years as a project manager, delivery manager, and IT manager in different organizations. Predominantly, I worked on civil CRM implementation, then SalesGo CRM implementation, and the uh, 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 Finacle, which is a universal banking solution provided by Infosys. I worked on the CRM side there. So
Okay.
this is my profile. But other than that, I have done my CSM and CSPO as well as a certifications. I'm planning for PMP,
Okay.
but somehow there is. I saw uh, uh, many organizations are adopting Salesforce as a cloud, and even as a part of CRM applications being hosted at multiple companies. So I just want to understand the perspective wherein uh, the functional consultant in terms of Salesforce, and what that role includes and how it can be likewise.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. So let me share my screen. You guys are able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so once again, a very warm welcome to you guys. Only one issue is you have to bear with my cough, intermittent cough, because of this climate change in Hyderabad. I'm having this little bit of a cough, so sorry about that. I cannot really do anything. Please bear with that. That is the only request that I have for you. And well, let's begin with this introduction to the Salesforce as a career. Now, one thing which we need to understand over here is currently, like, so I'm not sure about the age group that I have here, but definitely if you look at now, okay, if you look at now versus if you look at 15 years back, okay, if you look at 15 years back, okay, what is the change? I will tell you my experience, okay. So I'll go back, not 15 years, but I'm going to go back 30 years. Okay. So 30 years back, if I have to book a gas cylinder, okay, I had to walk down to that particular booking center and I had to stand in the queue over there and pay my and book my cylinder. The same case, if I have to pay my electricity bill, I have to walk down to that electricity counter, and then I have to pay my bill. If I have to book a railway ticket, I have to walk down to that railway counter, stand in the queue, pay for it. Now, fast forward 15 years, electricity is still in queue, gas bookings are still in queue, whereas there is a little bit of development into the railway bookings, where the railway bookings, they have diversified that railway bookings from one single railway station counter to multiple smaller satellite booking stations, which is closer to your home. This is because that was the advent of the internet. That was the advent of internet, maybe 15, 17 years back. And then fast forward another 5 years, which is to 12 years before, 12 to 15, maybe around 15 years before. If you have to pay an electricity bill, still the queues are there, but railways have adopted the internet, and you have the option of booking internet from your local desktop or your local laptop. Now, fast forward another 5 years, 10 years before, even you can pay your electricity bill over the internet. You can pay your you can buy your tickets over the internet. So you can do maximum things over the internet. And then maybe fast forward another 6 years before, now gas bookings and all the other things have gone online. So it's complete online now. Everything is online. Now, when the entire world is online, if you have some issue, what are you going to do? So you have purchased something online, and the money got deducted, but you did not get a receipt, or you did not have your booking ID or something. What are you going to do? What is your immediate reaction? Anybody can answer this? Anybody? I think some of the people are already in the CRM field, right? As chat specialists and okay, so you will be calling up your call center folks, correct? Now, when you call up the call center people, the call center people will take a code from you. It may be your ID, it may be your email, it may be your mobile number. Some code will be taken, and they'll be able to pull out your details. And they will be able to respond to you. Okay, that is one thing. But when they are trying to respond to you, they should have all your details. That is the first thing. Now, let's take another example over here. Let's say you bought a laptop, and you bought it just a month ago, and you had some issues. When you had those issues, you call up the call center. The first thing that the call center asks is, what is the product ID? Okay, so when they ask for the product ID, you will give the product ID that is listed at the back of the code. the back of your laptop. And with that product ID, they'll be able to identify, okay, they'll be able to identify what is your warranty status. And then they'll be able to immediately give the details about your warranty. And then they'll help you online. Or you can go online and then enter that product ID. And when you enter the product ID, you will get the details. So your life is very simple at this point in time. But if we go back to 1990, okay, if you go back to 1990, life is not this easy. And forget about India. Okay, even in US, the life is not that easy. If you have any problem with your insurance, you had to call up something like a 1-800 number. This 1-800 number, people used to pick up your call. They used to take down your social security number, or they used to take down some code. And once you have that particular code, they used to pull out your data. From that data, they used to look at what is the insurance details that you have. They used to get into another system, given a code that you have in your system, and then they used to pull out the insurance details, and based on that insurance details, they used to go into a claim settlement system, and they used to feed in the data. So if some insurance claim related information has to be given, they have to work on 4 different systems or 4 different applications to get complete information for you, and then give that information back to you. Now, if the situation is like that, okay, it used to take at least a minimum of 7 to 10 minutes for one call to get completed. So the call center's representative, the call center representative's efficiency is counted in number of calls that he takes per hour. So it is a very low efficiency rate where he takes only 6 calls per hour. But the systems that are supporting him are not very suitable. So that was the time when a gentleman in Oracle understood the scenario, and he has proposed a solution called CRM, which is customer relationship management software. So he proposed this customer relationship management software solution to Larry Ellison, but unfortunately Larry Ellison negated that thing, and that gentleman walked out of Salesforce, walked out of Oracle, and he started his own organization on his name as Siebel Software Systems. And he has started off the first CRM software. So he called it as Siebel Call Center. This is the first application that came out. Siebel Call Center is the first application, CRM application, that has come out. And Thomas Siebel is the person who had coined the term CRM software. Okay, and later on, the Siebel as an application is meant to reduce the amount of time that a call center representative spends on one customer, and then increase the efficiency by ensuring that the software at the back end works with multiple systems, gets the data from all the systems, presents it in one single window or multiple windows on one single screen. thereby giving the call center representative freedom from switching multiple applications. So there were a lot of customers for Siebel, and Siebel was selling like a hotcake. But then, because of the features that Siebel as an application has, the maintenance, buying Siebel is very expensive. Buying Siebel was very expensive, and then the maintenance fees of Siebel is also very, very expensive. So that was the only software that was available during those days. So looking at this, there was another gentleman in Oracle itself. He was there in that Silicon Valley, and he is also observing the .com boom. So that guy moved out of Oracle, and he started his own software .com company called Salesforce.com in the year 2000. So Salesforce.com has been started in the year 2000, and the person who started is Mark Benner. Now, this Salesforce.com is the first name of the CRM software. It is almost in line with Siebel Call Center, but the big advantage that Salesforce.com has given is that along with the call center related functionality, it also has given marketing, sales, and service as 3 out-of-the-box applications. Marketing, sales, service as 3 out-of-the-box applications. Because as a call center, you are only supporting your existing customers. You have to increase your customer base. If you have to increase your customer base, you have to ensure that people know about your product. When will people know about your product? Only when you advertise your products. Okay, only when you advertise your products. And how do you do the advertising? That has to be done in a very planned way. That is where my marketing application helps me. Then once the marketing of a product is done, this marketing process will induce a kind of interest in the general public about your product. And then people will start inquiring about your product. And there are people who are genuinely interested in your product, or people who are interested in your product but contemplating on the other products also, or there are people who are looking at your product just for the sake of the product. Okay. So now once the people who are interested in your product is identified, so the people who are interested in your product are called leads. Once you get the leads, then it is the responsibility of the sales application to ensure that these leads are assigned to the right salespeople. The salespeople will talk to the people who are interested in your product, ensure that they keep that interest alive, and then take this to a closure. That is what the sales application is. Once your products or services are sold, if there is any issue with that, you need to ensure that your service team will help them. So you put in how much effort you put in marketing, how much effort you put in sales. If your service is bad, that will tremendously hit your reputation. And service, the way your service works, can either make or break the way your company functions also. So service is like a backbone for every company. I don't mean to say that marketing and sales are not important. They are very important, but your service is doubly important also. Okay. So Salesforce comes up with marketing, sales, and service applications. Now you, as an individual, what are you going to learn? Are you going to learn marketing, sales, and service applications? No, you're not going to learn marketing, sales, and service applications. What you're going to learn is how do we modify the Salesforce application, whether it may be marketing, sales, or service. It is not your problem. You know Salesforce as an application, and this application will function in a particular way. You know that functionality. But the client who is implementing the Salesforce wants it to be functioning in a little different way to suit his business requirements. That is where you will come into the picture. To ensure that you will do the necessary things so that these applications will fit the way the customer requires it or the client requires it. So how do you do that? You do it by using configuration and by using customization. So what is the difference between configuration and customization? Configuration means, let's say, for example, when you're doing the marketing, you want to capture the PAN card details inside a lead. But PAN card details are not given as a part of a Salesforce application. So as a Salesforce admin, you can go and configure this application using Salesforce prescribed means so that PAN card data is entered. When you're working with sales, if you need to understand or if you need to capture the GST number of all the organizations with which you're doing the business, so the GST number is not provided by Salesforce. So you have to build that or you have to add that. You will do it using configuration. So configuration is modifying the process, adding something new, modifying the existing one, or adding new functionality without code. So there is zero code over here. Any changes that you do to the existing application without any code or only having zero code in it, that falls under configuration. So this is the job of an admin. So what Salesforce has done is it has taken that entire administrator role and it has just carved out few things out of the administrator role, and they created a new role, which is not a very, very fantastic role. If you are an administrator, you can do that role. That role is called app builder. Not a very popular job role also. So you can learn administrator and app builder concepts. So if you learn complete administrator, you know all the app builder concepts also. That's it. App builder is a subset of administrator. That's it. Nothing more beyond that. Now, as a requirement, my customer or my Salesforce customer wants a new functionality to be designed. Okay, a new screen has to be designed to capture multiple details of a product. I don't have them available in my system, and neither I can do it without writing any code. I have to design the user interface. I have to design the logic, I have to fetch the data from the database, I have to do a lot of things. For that, I need to write the code. The process is written in Apex language, and then the front end piece is done using either Visual Force or Lightning. So this is completely code based. Configuration is zero code. Customization is completely with Apex code. Okay, customization is with Apex code. Now, what do you do? What do you learn? So, Intellipaat has got a course which will give you two separate accesses, one for configuration, one for the customization. And once you complete this configuration thing, you can write ADM 201 certification, and then you can write platform. You can write platform app builder certification. And then once you complete the customization, Apex code and VF Lightning, you can complete the PD1. In other words, you call it as a platform. You can complete the platform developer 1 certification. Okay. So if you have these two certifications, then you are a hot cake in the market. If you have only this certification and you have development background, you're good. If you have this certification and if you have functional background, then you can go into the functional areas of marketing, sales, and service by either doing marketing cloud consultant course or a sales cloud consultant course or a service cloud consultant course. These are the functional side of it. Okay. And it depends on your requirement, but platform app builder certification, you can do it. That would be an additional certificate or an added feather into your cap, but that is not as an independent certificate. That will not be as useful as the other things. Okay. And then okay, Raj Tilak, can you, I've unmuted you. Can you please put in your question? I'm not really sure what is that you wanted.
Yeah, so I was on mute, tried to unmute myself, but now I got the opportunity. So I just want to understand this ADM 201 certification, wherein you talked about the functional role of it. So
Right,
can
so,
you just
yeah,
repeat again? I mean,
three functional courses. One is Salesforce Marketing Cloud Consultant, Sales Cloud Consultant, and Service Cloud Consultant certifications. They are the functional certifications. If you want to do those certifications, you need to complete this course first, have an ADM 201 certification, which is a prerequisite for doing any of the functional courses. That's what it is.
okay, so it's a prerequisite if
Correct.
you want to be a consultant, whether it is Salesforce or service consultant, you have
Correct.
to have this ADM in your okay.
So for this, you need to do this configuration course. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions over here? Yes, please. So I'm leaving the floor open for questions. So if you can please unmute yourself and ask, or I can independently unmute you guys. So I've unmuted Purna Chandar, unmuted Prachi. I've already unmuted Raja Tilak, Sandeep Deshpande, Sanjay Taluri, Surendra, Uma.
So here again, can I
Yeah.
go ahead?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So basically, this ADM 2001 certification will cover the only configuration part, which will
Correct.
include zero code administrator and app builder functionalities, right?
Administrator, app builder, all the three functionalities will be covered in configuration. So zero code
Okay.
is
And
not right. These are the two functionalities.
okay.
So I just put it that there is, you don't need to write any code over there. That's it.
Understood. Understood. So, what is the timeline? I mean, because we need to understand the administrator and app builder role end to end, and then we can apply for this kind of certification, right?
Correct. So you can look at the course anywhere between, the course would be around 30 hours. And then on top of it, you add another 20 plus 20 hours or 30 hours of revisions and other things. So if you, after the course, after dedicating your time for the course, if you sit thoroughly for 3 weeks max, you will be able to clear the admin 201 certification. Is that what you're looking at, Raj Tilak?
Yes, I got this. I'm clear on this. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Welcome. Any other questions, guys? All right, if you have no questions, let me pass on this to Pushkar and he will take it forward from here. Pushkar, over to you. I'm stopping my sharing.
Okay, so first of all, good evening, guys. I'll be sharing my screen now. And basically, first of all, thank you, Venkat, for such an amazing session. He obviously put on a lot of, or excuse me, yeah. So what I was saying is that, first of all, thank you, Venkat, for an amazing session. And right now, this is Pushkar. I will be giving you a brief about myself later. First of all, let's not break the flow. Let's get back to Salesforce. So, yeah, first of all, just let me check. Is my screen visible? Can anybody reply that?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, great. So basically, this is the Salesforce Masters program, how we term it as. In this one, as Venkat told, right, administration and app builder, these are very similar, but these are still necessary for you going ahead and being a platform developer because it's a prerequisite kind of something. That's why we call it Salesforce Masters, because we are going to cover all three of them, that is admin, app builder, and platform developer one, all three in one go itself. Okay. If we talk about the key highlights of the program, right, so you can clearly see that the whole course duration is actually of 70 hours, and to finish these 70 hours will take somewhere close to 3 months to complete, because the pace that we will be moving ahead with, it is somewhere very close to 6 hours per week, because the batches will be on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. That is the standard batch we are having. Timings will be 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. okay, IEST. Along with that, now this one as well, like in this 70 hours of live instructor-led training, right, you'll be having one-on-one live interactive sessions with the instructors. Each instructor that we are having, they're having very close to somewhere around 10 to 14 years of industry experience already under their sleeve. Venkat is one of them. He'll be taking classes over there as well. Along with these 70 hours, if I talk about, so you'll also be having around 40 hours of self-paced videos. These are going to be completely pre-recorded videos that you can go through at your own pace for your own references. Along with that, obviously, we are going to provide you with project works, exercises, case studies, because these are very crucial part actually when you're going ahead with the training, right? So industry-based live projects will be provided, and in total, you'll be spending somewhere close to 80 hours. Now, these 80 hours are average number of hours. Obviously, it depends on your own pace. At which pace are you moving ahead with? So you can finish it up in somewhere lesser also. You can take a little bit time also. It's completely up to you, not a problem. I'm talking about the certifications, so see, after you're done with the training, you'll be having an MCQ-based examination, and if you score an aggregate of around 60%, you'll be awarded the certification from our end. Along with that, we will be providing you two very crucial points, that is flexibility of scheduling and lifetime free upgradation. Now, what I mean by this, let's start with lifetime free upgradation first of all. So obviously, we all are very much aware how volatile our IT industry is. Everything is going completely fine today, but just the next day, if an update drops, things might change very drastically, right? So, and in these kind of situations, obviously, people like you or people who are actually trying to learn or trying to upskill themselves, they basically get what confused, because companies basically will be asking you to go ahead and getting the same particular certification once again, just with the updated curriculum, right? So obviously, to handle that bottleneck scenario, to handle that repetitive cycle where you're spending your time, your money, your energy again and again onto the same particular thing, we are providing you lifetime free upgradation. So basically, no matter how many updates drop into the market, we are not going to ask you to buy our new particular courses. What we'll be doing is that we'll be updating our own course and curriculum, and you guys will be having the free access to it for lifetime. So no matter how many updates drop into the market, you just simply have to write us a mail, and we can enroll you back into the live batches. You can enroll the fresh batch with the updated curriculum without spending any extra thing. You'll also be provided flexibility of scheduling, because it's somewhere close to a 3 month of a dedication that we are asking from you guys. And obviously, being very realistic, you all are working professionals, so there might be some work related responsibility or some personal related query, because of which we might miss out onto some classes, right? So if that is the concern, right? Because see, if you have only missed one particular session, I can help you out with the whole class recording onto your LMS within next 24 hours. Not a problem. And but if we are taking worst to worst case scenarios, so if by any chance you have missed around 2 or 3 weeks of classes, okay, because of any certain scenario, so what you can do simply is that, see, because since you have paid for the live training batches, obviously going ahead with the course with such excuse me, since you have paid for the live training batches, going ahead with the course of so many recorded videos, it's obviously something nobody would prefer, right? You guys can simply do one thing. You guys can mail us. We can pull you out from that particular batch, and we can insert you into the batch which is going on 2 or 3 weeks behind you. Okay, and how we are able to do that is that you can clearly see that we start with batches very frequently. That is because of two reasons. One is that we are trying to keep the student count to as minimal as possible, obviously to maintain the quality of the batches. Second is to support the flexibility of scheduling feature. So coming back to the example, supposedly if you have missed 2 or 3 weeks of classes, you can write us a mail. We'll pull you out from that batch and we'll insert you into the batch which is going on 2 or 3 weeks behind you, so that you can actually resume at the exact same point where you left off. You won't be wasting any of your time, any of your energy. You won't be missing out on any topic, right? So these are the features that we are providing along with the course. Along with that, obviously, we'll be helping you out with job assistance as well, as much as we can. Okay, we are completely going to assist you into it. And you will also be having around 24/7 lifetime support and access, because it's an online course and doubt clearing is actually the most crucial part out of it, right? So whenever you feel like you're having a doubt, whether it be Saturday, Sunday, holidays, anytime, you can simply connect to a technical support team. We'll be assigning you one. Okay, whether it's 3 o'clock in the night, 4 o'clock in the morning, you can connect to them anytime. They'll be getting back to you as soon as possible. And in worst to worst case scenarios, if the problem is still persisting, we can even go ahead and arrange a specific one-on-one live doubt clearing session with the instructor themselves. Okay, this was regarding the feature. If I'm talking about the content, so see, you guys can also go ahead on the website. You guys can check on the website if there's any doubt, any query you guys are having. Please, you can also ask me. This is regarding the content. So see, we'll be first of all covering fundamentals. We'll be going through codes, templates, preview, create, activate, and similarly we'll be covering nearly everything, okay, that actually falls under the domain of Salesforce. So it's a pretty long content we are going to cover in 3 months, but it's going to be completely beneficial for you guys as well. Okay, so that was basically regarding a short overview regarding the course. Coming to the pricing, so we are having 2 modes of training, as you can see. I would obviously be recommending you to go ahead with online training, because that is a way more better manner of going ahead through any kind of training, because it's a live training batch. There's a lot of things, a lot of parameters that comes over there. But if you're on a certain kind of a time restraint or things like that, you can also try with the self-paced training. But for the online training batches, as you guys can see, the batch is starting this weekend itself. The price mentioned on the website is 38,019 rupees. There'll be extra 18% GST as well, just informing you, which goes to the government. We have no hands in it. So if I include that, the price will shoot up to somewhere close to 44,000. Okay, 44,000 something will be there if I add 18% GST, and I can also help you personally for any kind of further assistance, as in further kind of discounts and everything. Now these are available for the upcoming batch that is going to start from 23rd. So if you guys have any kind of queries, you guys can for sure unmute yourself and go ahead I would love to answer it all. And if there's nothing, then I think so that's something which is all from my end. These are my details. This is my name, my email ID, and my number. You guys can WhatsApp me, connect me over WhatsApp, or write me an email. I would love to get back to you, and I would help you out with the discounted pricings and with the, obviously, with the course as well. Okay, so is there any doubt, any query that I can help? Anyone? Okay, then, not a problem. So we'll call it a night. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Pushkar. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.